state of Illuvium. Many of you might not know that Season 2 of the Illuvium Airdrop actually stops really, really soon. And I'm going to talk about that very briefly in just a minute. But first up, our first leak is actually one of my favorites that we've had in quite some time. We don't get to talk to Modern Llama all too often, but I love it that we get to see his work coming up soon. And so here's this one here. Dimitri sent a screenshot of Llama's, I'm assuming Premiere Pro. And as we can see, the editing is going pretty crazy for this one, as Dimitri says that it's a new gameplay trailer, which is something people were asking for the moment the cinematic trailer dropped. They were like, oh, where's the gameplay and stuff like that. There are lots of different kinds of trailers, but I am very glad a new gameplay trailer is going to be coming out with Illuvium. Have you seen this behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the meetings with them as they do this every single day. So, yeah, no, I have. It's looking awesome. I know there's some big things happening. Like I won't say too much, but Llama's absolutely killing it. Dimitri's absolutely smashing it out. I'm very excited to see what this looks like when it's complete.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. So after that, let's jump straight into the airdrop ending. Oh my god, that's really funny. Apparently official game launch 15 days. With only 15 days left until we officially launch Illuvium, now's the time to dive in and start earning rewards. Don't miss out on the incredible opportunities. Pre-season 2 ends on July 19th, 00 UTC. That is when it ends. I think this came from an email or something. I can't actually remember. But Rich confirms it. Rich confirms it here. July 18 midnight. So July 19 on the midnight morning or whatever it is. And yeah, that's when pre-season 2 ends, which I didn't realize at first. Now it makes sense. They're going to close the game for about a week before the full launch is how I understand it. But like, what is your plan right now, TSG? Are you playing the game furiously to try and get in those last airdrop points?
Bro, I haven't played at all. Like, I mean, I say that facetiously. I have played the internal stuff. In terms of the public game that everyone is playing for the airdrops, I don't have time. I just got off a tutorial run test to experience the whole tutorial start to finish with all the upgrades. But yeah, I'm just not playing the same build as everyone else. I just don't have time to just kick back and farm airdrop points. Yeah. So I'm not too worried about that one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, me personally, I'm really looking forward to Gauntlet. I'm just trying to catch up on a whole lot of other stuff. And honestly, I'm trying to level up my content a bit. So I'm taking a moment to take a step back and come up with some really good ideas. But what I'm mostly looking forward to is Gauntlet Beginner's Guide, Overworld Beginner's Guide, Illuvium Zero Beginner's Guide. Those 3 are going to be my top priority. I can't really do them until we get our hands on the new game. I might be able to get started on Illuvium Zero one because I know a little bit of information here and there. But it's really hard until we get them in our hands. So I'm really looking forward to making some really solid content that's going to help so many new people and existing people as well. And so I'm taking a step back from content for a moment to get everything else out of the way. So when launch happens, but I've got my 2 weeks off, I can go put my full brain into it. And I'm very excited for that.
There's going to be so much, man, with Survival, Ascendant, Gauntlet. I think that there's going to be a lot of content that's available. I wouldn't say there's going to be a lot of content on Gauntlet. It depends on whether you guys cover it or not. But I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities there of, hey, like this, you need to get this build, the best thing for, like there's so many like tutorials, guides. When do you start leveling up? When do you re-roll? I don't know. Just like there's going to be so many in-depth beginner guides and strategy things around Gauntlet. I'm very excited. I would love to see, I don't know how good you are at that style of game, but I'd love to see you get involved. I'd love to see Paz get involved. I know Viper for a fact is probably going to be the king of that. Web3 gaming as well. But yeah, I think that's going to open up a lot more interesting content that I'm keen to see.
Yeah, I think I get a lot of questions from people that actually really enjoy the Illuvium Auto Battler, but have never played TFT and don't really plan on taking the time to learn how TFT works, how you strategize and things like that. I'm no expert at it myself. Like I I understand the rules of TFT really well, but I don't know any of the pro talent
The
skills or
pro
whatever.
stats. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
pro
don't know.
strats. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that myself yet. But I know a lot of people have like some really basic questions about like how does it work? What are some basic strategies and things like that? I'm really looking forward to covering that. So we will jump into that. We'll talk about Illuvium Alliance soon as well, which will help cover a lot of that. Also, thanks for the super chat, Ricky. I did see that. So the next thing is from Nick. I know Nick's not on the team anymore, but I actually really love his insights and he understands the team and the work they put in quite well. So it's really great to see his stuff. Basically,
Team gives him a lot more freedom to say a lot more wild.
It really does. So here he says the admin team did a better job of navigating the bear market than the vast majority of projects while delivering extremely complex project work far more complex than basic web apps and the like. They really have. They've been the largest crypto team out of like any team for the past 3 years. Like crypto gaming, yes, but even in terms of general crypto teams. Now, the Ethereum team's probably larger, but even I saw today the Uniswap team's 100 people. And Illuvium has more than that, and Uniswap's like a top 10 token or whatever, right? Or top 20. And so Illuvium's one of the largest teams, and they've really been grinding away at it. So I love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I won't add too much, but just some of the stuff that I've been experiencing recently inside the team in terms of Gauntlet, the tutorial, things like that. It's like the truth is there's still a long way to go before we get that like, oh my God, we've made it kind of feeling. We've made that product that we're like, holy crap. But we're so like, how can I say this? On the way. Some of the things that I'm experiencing and feeling now is just like, whoa, we really are, like I say we, it's not me developing, but the team, credit to everyone, is we're really doing it. It sucks because I know from the public and the community side is they get a product, then they need to wait a certain amount of time, then they get another product, and in that certain amount of time in the middle, there's a lot of, hey, why isn't it good enough? What we told you guys about this? Why isn't this changing? There's a whole lot of that. Whereas being internal, we get to see Gauntlet immediately when it's ready. Gauntlet when they start putting in the UI. Gauntlet when UI is complete. We get to see each of those steps. Tutorial when it's just being drawn up as a storyboard. Like all of these things. And then when you get to experiences like, damn, we really like the team. They are built different. That is what they do. So yeah, it's cool to see, man. But it's still going to take some time. We're still getting there. But I think everyone is going to be very, very happy with the product when they get it in their hands. And a huge shout out and massive credit to the team because, like what Nick said, yeah, the guys are just incredible. Like, there's legit no other way I can say it. They're just absolute killers.
I am looking forward to when the game gets to a feature complete state and then you can start adding features. Like even now, they're going to release like the overworld, and you can't really iterate on the current overworld systems until you add in the big overhaul, which is combat or whatever, right? But once you add that in, you can start fixing things properly. And then once that's all fixed, you can now add new features. Even if they're simple, they make a big difference. I'm looking forward to that. And you can do the same with things like Ascendant hasn't really gotten an upgrade or a change in a very long time. But once Gauntlet and everything's kind of cemented, then now you can go and fix Ascendant and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and like there's just so many things, right? Like again, if we're talking about overworld, there's the multiplayer, there's the raid battle. Like there's so many of these things still yet to come. And yeah, it's a long road, but very happy with where we are. And 2 weeks to go. I can't actually believe it, man. I know we're gonna say this next week, like, oh my God, I can't believe it's 1 week to go. But yeah, wow, we've been here for a long time. So 2 weeks ago and it's out.
Honestly, I'm just looking forward to time off work. If you guys delay it, I'm so screwed, but I'm gonna like chill the crap out for like 2 weeks. It'll be fun. But anyways,
yeah, it'll be cool.
Let's keep on it. So Nick says that any player exploiting or hacking the client is still spending money to cure shards, spending to enter stages, and burning resources. So the best they could do is pay for runs, and then he refers to it as tally hack and to speed clear stages. But that is being addressed by the team right now. It really is. So even though it is an issue, Nick says it isn't a real issue, but I don't think he was speaking like super candidly on that one. Given a 100% for sex. if they got a 100% success rate for captures, that would be a lot more damaging than the current cheats we've seen in the game. So as long as they can't break the servers and hack the servers, we're mostly protected from malicious actors. It's a shame that they might be able to do things really fast, and I hope that a lot of that gets blocked on launch, at least for a week. Like if they figure it out after a week, it's a little bit different because a lot of people have already gone out on launch and done a lot of their stuff. But if they manage to speed up things in the first couple of days, it would suck. But
I think the issue is right now the exploits are really damaging. I know the guys behind the scenes are working on it, and they've got solutions and things like that. But right now, it's annoying because the airdrop is a thing, and people are farming for the airdrop. Whereas, again, like what Nick said, once we do go live, and yes, it's still annoying to deal with the airdrop, but the fact that they would be spending money to do that, I mean, like, yeah, I agree with his sentiment. Is where I'm at.
For sure. So the next one we've got here is actually Splendor posted this. I couldn't be bothered finding the tweet. Splendor did a good job with it. But Splendor said that in client announcements, so we're now getting in client announcements, a big quality of life improvement for those who aren't super into Discord, Twitter, or the rest of it. So that would be really sweet. It also had Gauntlet playtest, which I believe was referring to an internal playtest. And then a large scheduled maintenance was scheduled as well for the day after. So I don't know if that actually happened, but that might be an internal thing as well. So really cool to see in-client notifications.
Yep.
And so the other one is from Nick here. There was a lot of discussion on the Illuvium Alliance, and we'll get to that in a moment. But there was a lot of discussion about what do you pay creators out in? Currently, it's set up for Ethereum. And Nick said that Team Liquid would only accept Ethereum, USDC, and USD in payment terms. And I don't think this is actually as uncommon as you might think. I think a lot of Web2 creators are willing to try out crypto just to get paid. I mean, they're willing to do most things to get paid, to be honest. And a lot of them, even the gambling streams and stuff they do, I think a lot of that's in crypto as well. So it's just a part of crypto is becoming more embedded in the world now. It's easy to underestimate that. The other thing is that Nick says, if we agree that we need big influencers and that we do not currently have big influencers, don't we agree that the cost paid to creators will be from new money to the project, money that we wouldn't have otherwise captured? And I think that's as fair as any point is if we need big creators, we got to do something to get those big creators. If it has the side effect of maybe siphoning a small amount of RevDiz because there are existing creators that aren't really dragging in new audiences, it doesn't matter as much if it's also bringing in those larger creators that are bringing in whole hosts of new people. What do you think?
Like, there's value to both, man. Even look, yes, I agree with Nick. If we're trying to bring in new people, it just makes sense. Like, there's not much really to add there. But I do want to say that there is value to even someone like yourself, right? I know the argument is, hey, the people that are watching you, you're not necessarily, and I actually disagree with this because I've got numbers, that you are consistently, even though your core audience is our core community, you are still bringing in new registrations through your link on a weekly basis. Yes, that number isn't insanely high, but you are bringing in new people. But the point I'm trying to make here is, even for someone like you, where yes, the core community watches you, they're probably going to support you with the Alliance program. And the argument might be, hey, we're just giving away RevDiz for people that are going to be spending anyway. Yes, that is true. But they don't see the other side of that is if you end up being able to make enough from this that it allows you to quit your job, it allows you to actually make more content. It gives us more value to the community, a potential for higher virality. It sets up so many more things on the upside later down that yes, okay, there could be a potential risk in losing some revenue immediately, but the potential upside is much, much higher. So that's kind of my stance with the argument towards the creators that are already here. But yeah, like what Nick said with new influencers, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and I think as S just said in the chat, if they're getting paid based on revenue brought in and not just by clicking an arbitrary link, then it's direct, right? It's we know exactly how much revenue we're generating when you're paying you out based on that. It's a bit less
And
less guesswork. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing with that is being able to have the system and have the data for it is even now it's yeah. Look, I'll just say it one time, but it trips me out sometimes when people say, "Hey, there aren't any influencers doing anything," and they don't understand that the world is big because most people in the general Discord probably aren't watching Spanish creators, but they're bringing in a lot of people. Like we have the numbers. It's all showing there. It shows the amount of hours that they're playing, all of those things. So being able to track this and track revenue is actually quite good because it gives us the data on who the impactful creators are, who is generating revenue on large scales. That if we do a special tournament or an invitational or so like a initiative with best performing creators, it's very easy to identify who those top and most impactful creators are, which I think is really good to have.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Illuvium Alliance, obviously. I think many will know that for the vote the other day, I actually abstained from the vote because I couldn't bring myself to do it. But that's just
Cool.
me.
Yo, I'm just going to address this very quickly. S-Shot saying those creators are bringing in third world tier 0 players. Please show me proof. Please give me some sort of reference that you know what you're talking about. Otherwise, that's just, I know for a fact, factually untrue. So if you can show me something, please feel free.
And not all Spanish speaking countries are third world countries anyways, like
I know for a fact that one of the best guys has generated in one game in 1 month over $500,000 just based on in-game revenue from the third world tier 0 players in another game. So cool. Yep.
They're willing to
If you can,
spend.
if you can show me, cool.
All right. So the next one here is Johnny actually opened some more discs in the Discord. So if you want to go to Illuvium Beyond and see what he opens sometimes, it's really funny. We actually pulled this Holo Team Liquid Rampy, which is insane. That is
That's it.
that's like the third best. That's the third best Team Liquid Illuvitar you can pull. It's basically the highest tier of any Illuvitar ever. So it's absolutely insane. And the next one we've got is some stuff from Aaron. So, firstly, Aaron has said that there are a number of bugs created by moving to the new version of Unreal, but he thinks there's a fix coming that will help with a number of performance problems. So, people have been asking endlessly every single time there's a new major update to the game, there seems to be huge performance hits. Personally, I've never actually experienced them. I've never really had issues. Just when I loaded into a region for the first time, I had a little bit of a lag, but that was it. Only the first time I loaded in. But he said that there have been some updates to Unreal that are causing that, which sucks, but that's just a part of dev. And like I said before, we're going to get everything complete, and then we can optimize all that sort of stuff. And that's just the reality of the situation. So, but I'm glad that they know it's a thing and they're going to address it at some point. So that's what matters the most. The other thing is Kieran said we had to shut off temporarily to test something, hoping it will be back up tomorrow for missions for Illuvium 0. I still can't play. My thing's blocked, but I really want to play. I've been craving, having withdrawals from Illuvium 0. But anyways, the next one here is after tonight's test of Illuvium Gauntlet, they may go into the Discord and play publicly. They didn't end up doing that, not that I know of. So the community can see him pwn a team of noobs, but I wanted to point this out. He's won 1 out of 28 games, and the one he won was against Rich and 6 bots. How is he so bad at Gauntlet?
I don't know. I can't answer for him.
How is anyone that bad?
Nah, I don't know. I've beat him twice. Yeah, I've won twice. I've come first twice. Yeah. And I don't even play TFT, so I don't know. I don't know.
How can you be that bad at your own game and you actually used to play TFT a lot? I don't know.
Yeah. No idea.
Okay.
No idea. He did beat me the last time we played though. The last time we played I came last, which was a massive knock to my ego, but yes.
All right, so the next one is that for phase 2 of Illuvium Alliance is for showcasing streamers, top streamers for the week by language, etc. That'd be really cool to see all the streamers in a little ranking thing, to see who's getting all the different views and stuff. That would be really awesome. All that sort of stuff. Really, just competition makes the creator put out much better content. Let's put it that way. So
Yeah, I've got various ideas of what phase 2 looks like, and yeah, there's some exciting stuff. But let's get phase 1 out the door and up and running. It's taken a long time to get here, so happy just to see that one
Yeah,
out and about.
I can tell you guys, THV has been working on this for a while. I think he's very relieved to have it happening. So the next
Yeah.
thing is from Kieran saying that they're trying extremely hard to have an alpha version of Gauntlet ready, but there are no promises at this point. In your personal experience, is the game, is it good? Is it, how buggy is it? Is it running well? Is it playable? Does it have UI? Or can you give us some little basic behind the
Gauntlet?
scenes?
About
Yeah.
Gauntlet? Yeah. Look, I am very positive about it. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to say I'm going to guarantee it, but I'm very, very positive about it. Like the UI is in, we're testing it, bugs, very minimal that I can see. Some changes might need to take place, like hyper balancing and things like that. But overall, I think it's definitely public playable.
How is hyper, because that's one of the most interesting things is TFT doesn't have such a fast and loose counter mechanic. Now, if you're really good at the game, you understand the positioning a lot better than I personally do. However, Illuvium has a much more strict hyper mechanic. How is that played into the 8-player format in your experience?
It's interesting, man, because yeah, it just there's a lot more. You could absolutely destroy one person with that team. The next team, they could have pretty much the exact same. Oh, wouldn't have the exact same team, but just win by like hyper is very impactful. Maybe some might argue slightly too impactful at the very moment.
Mm.
But yeah, again, some balancing patches here and there. I think Kieran is right. It will be a very alpha state of it, but it'll be a playable state. And I've been talking to a couple of other people behind the scenes as well. Like something that I would absolutely love is like on launch day, myself, Kieran, you, Jimbo, Viper, all jumping on together playing 8 play. Like it'll be good enough to do that, and I think it is fun. Like it genuinely is fun. Is it perfect? No. But yeah, I think hyper is one of those things that will need to get looked at. Uh, I don't know how much it needs to get changed, but I'm pretty sure it will be a topic that gets brought up.
There was another question I wanted to ask. Oh, fuck. I lost it.
Better go find it.
It was something to do with the 8-player mode and how it might differ from Ascendant or something. I can't remember. It's fine. I'll maybe think of it eventually.
Cool. Yeah.
So the next thing we've got. Yep.
Nice.
Are you
Cool.
going to say something?
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
So the next thing we've got is Kieran has said, just to be clear, this is also a use my link /code to register. It's just after 30 days, the code will need to be entered again, or you can switch to another creator. You can also switch any time. He believes the limit would be every 24 hours. So let's say a content creator goes crazy and you no longer want to support them. You have that choice. Now, guys, I don't plan on going crazy, but if I do, I know you'll all bring me a line. So that's all good.
No one plans for those things to happen, my friend.
This Dr. Disrespect stuff has been pretty insane, to be honest. All right.
Yeah.
So the next thing we've got is from Kieran here, where he says, let's make a scenario. Ansem, one of the biggest influencers in Web3. Right now, it would cost you, now I didn't believe this for a second, hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yeah,
to get
it's
him to
a
advertise
hypothetical.
Illuvium.
It's a hypothetical.
How much do you think it would cost per tweet, though?
I actually don't know this. I would answer maybe in the tens of thousands, maybe.
Yeah, that would have been my guess as well, which is absurd. Anyways,
Mm.
he's advertising as we bring in an extra $10 million in revenue from all the players he brings in. That will cost us 1.7 mil in RevDiz, which is insane. 1.7 million to a single guy. However, the remaining 8.3 million is added for the DAO and RevDiz. So if he brings in all that extra money, he'll get paid a buttload, but at least he's only getting paid a lot because he's bringing in a lot of money. And so it's direct correlation, which is what
the main thing that people need to understand here is that we will be net positive. I don't know what people think influencer marketing or marketing is. No matter what, we need to have a marketing spend. We need to spend cash out there. So the problem with that is we can't guarantee an ROI. There's a lot of risks that way. This essentially alleviates all of that and say, hey, if you make us money, you get a cut. We get to keep the majority. It is a
Mm.
net positive system, which is why it's such it's not a genius system. It's just such an obvious system to use.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And he also says we couldn't solely fund it from the Treasury. The Treasury is only getting 22% of revenue distribution, which obviously will build over time as the game generates more revenue, but still it is too thin to solely come from the Treasury's portion. I think the team would like to, but they just can't. It just doesn't make any feasible sense. It can't happen that way. And that's perfectly fine as well, obviously. So the next thing is Rich made a post at one point where they're actually rolling out. They rolled out a bunch of fixes like a week after season 2 went live. They fixed a bunch of the play missions, fusing milestone missions, all the forging missions, tier 5 ingots, all the rest. There's like so many different things they fixed, which was really great. Like I felt like the day one was super buggy with all the issues minting and fusing and all the rest of it. But then within about 2 or 3 days, I didn't really see any complaints from people anymore, which was really awesome. Some people are still upset about performance drops and things like that, which I totally get. But for the most part, they fixed all the bugs a lot faster than I thought they would. So made me very happy to see all that. So that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And as we've been hinting to, the Illuvium Alliance program, which is very, very simple. You can see it right here. There are 5 tiers. Oh, he already changed it. I didn't see that coming. All right. There's Illuvium Initiate. It used to be 4 tiers, but Ricky pointed out that 5 tiers makes more sense in terms of Illuvium consistency. Anyway. They've got 6 tiers. Tier 0 is Initiate. 0 to 0.1 Ethereum, tier 1, 0.1 to 5, 0.5 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 plus. Initiate, Explorer, Advocate, Champion, Hero, and Legend. I do like these names. I like Initiate the most, and I like Legend second most. These other 4 you could pretty much put in whatever order you want. Commission system, 0%. Wait, what? Then why would there even be an Initiate?
He's just doing it for the sake of there's a minimum again to keep things consistent. It's
right. Oh, so was it 0.1 to 0.5 before?
No, 0.1. So you needed it was 0.1 to 0.5. Yes, correct.
I thought it was 0 to 5. I never really clicked to that. All good. Okay. Explorer is 3%. Advocate 7.5%, which is really good. Like 0.5 to 2 ETH. That's definitely achievable for a lot of people. So that's really cool. Champion at 10%, also decently achievable. And you get to some of the hard ones. We got 12.5% for Hero and 17.5% for Legend, where they receive their respective percentages of purchases made, distributed in ETH. And this is before. This is before RevDiz. So very awesome. Congrats to you as well. I know you've been working really hard on this behind the scenes. So I'm glad that it's finally in the public eye. It has approved the ICC, as far as I can tell. And I don't see why the IMC would reject it. Everyone's been very positive about it, including the IMC. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, to get this even out there, I know the IMC was a part of this already. It went through their review before it even went out public. Everything's looking good. I think it was unanimous, apart from comments. It was unanimous in the voting thing with 64 upvotes, so no downvotes. So it seemed like everyone kind of understood it was the right thing to do. So yeah, I'm just excited that it's out, man. The fact that it's going to have as you alluded to, I've been working on this for well over a year now. It's finally being made a priority for launch, which I'm very happy about. Having a public dashboard, which I know a lot of creator programs in Web3 don't even have yet. So having a public dashboard where creators can actually log in daily, live, you can see it update, you can see the commission that you're getting, you can see the revenue you're generating, being able to see where you're getting that revenue from, whether that's Beyond, whether that's fuel, whether that's cosmetics, knowing exactly, okay, I'm making most of my commission from Beyond. Let me double down on creative Beyond ideas. How can I make more Beyond content? So things like that, I think is really, really cool. Yeah, very excited, man, for you guys. I know you guys have been working very, very hard. I've been pushing a lot of the creators to understand the value of community and not just chasing rewards. I hope it translated, because a program like this is only, I know for a fact you're going to do exceptionally well just because you've been around for a long time. Likewise with Viper, with Paz, Web3 Gaming, like all of you guys have been around for a minute now. The community absolutely loves you guys. So yeah, I know for a fact they're going to support you. I'm very, very excited, and I want it to be competitive. I want it to be that if Viper does some really good content that provides a crazy amount of value, he's able to steal some of the guys that want to support you. Like we want that kind of competitive atmosphere amongst creators. So yeah, very, very excited that it's finally getting out. I'll probably do a bit of a run, push it out even more as it hasn't been approved yet, but it looks like. So once it is approved, I'm going to go out and do a thing there as well to make sure that everyone is aware that creators have a chance to earn up to 17.5% in commission.
Well,
And
yeah. On that note, you saw that I made that thread about Illuvium Alliance pretty much straight after the proposal was dropped, and it's funny. Like, people will look at the 13,000 views or impressions or whatever and be like, "Oh, Illuvium reposted it, and so it has a lot of impressions." And it's like, no, it had a lot of impressions before Illuvium reposted it, and I've seen the things Illuvium has reposted, and they don't usually get that high. There's a lot of people really like the thread in general, and that's why it got so much reach and engagement and all the rest of it. Engagement's really low across Twitter, and so when something has a high engagement rate, that it's something that actually resonated with people. And the Illuvium Alliance post was one of those things. People really enjoyed it, and yeah, I think that shows what is resonating with people particularly well a lot of the time. A question we got in the chat was from Zib, where Zim asked, do you have any big creators lined up for launch day using this Illuvium Alliance model?
Not just this model for large creators. Obviously, just saying, hey, you've got a potential to earn that just isn't enough. There is always an upfront for large creators. But yes, we are very much in talks and locking things in with large creators. We've got I had a meeting this morning, a couple of meetings yesterday, another meeting in a few hours tonight with someone that I'm there's just a lot happening. So we're hoping to really come out swinging on board.
The other one, and this is a really good question. Kieran Brown asks, is the code people will use the same as our current creator link, or will we get a new one when this all pushes out? And maybe if you can talk to how the two are connected, generally speaking.
Yeah, so I can't share too much right now. And I'm sure I will be able to share more information as more of it comes out. But essentially, you will have to register on our website through our Alliance Hub, and you will be able to select or type in the creator code that you want associated with your account. You'll be linking your social medias to it. As mentioned in the IIP, you would need a minimum of 500 followers, subscribers, whatever it is on a singular platform. But in that process, you'll be able to dictate what the code is that you would like. And if it hasn't been taken yet, you will be assigned that. And a referral link will be using that code as you dictate. So it's up to you if you want to use the exact same thing as you have now, or you want to change it. Essentially is the answer.
But what about people registering with our creator code right now, our link? Is that going to be related to the creator codes?
Something that I'm still taking a look at behind the scenes.
Okay. Sounds good. No problem, Kieran. Glad we could help. So we have some community content up last for today's episode. This one is from Illuvium, where he talks about the hype hunting event highlight. Loving these events. I haven't really actually participated, but I've been in the Discord pretty much every time.
I think I have a bingo.
Who was that?
Nitro.
Nitro?
It's really great to see that they're doing these events week after week, and there's many people that jump in the Discord for them. So really big shout out to Hype and Phantom for getting these on a roll. I'll have to organize one for Wildfire at some point. Next up, we've got this from Super. We're just under a few hours until the second phase of open beta testnet starts. And guess what? No one's sleeping. The overall channel has been buzzing nonstop with P2P trades of alluvials, which I did not realize. I don't know if you noticed that there's a lot of trades happening in the Discord.
Yeah.
I'll quickly show this off. There's so many people posting in this Discord.
Yeah. Everyone, there's a huge amount of trading. I'm very, very excited to see what that looks like when we go live.
Very interesting. Love to see it. Big shout out to Super too. He's been putting down some killer content. So love his work. Sorry. I'm gonna keep doing that probably. All right. So the next thing is Illuvium made a post with some of their new in-game emotes. I always love these.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen this.
The Atlas holding a disc. That's my spirit animal. That's Johnny's spirit animal.
I spoke to Dimitri. I'm really going to push for a. Do you know Aaron's Rampy? The one that he drew?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really want that either as an emote or a drone blast. That would be hilarious as a drone blast.
That'd be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny.
I know that Dimitri's on board, so just convince a couple more people.
All right, and the next thing is Illuvadata's done a really neat Season 2 recap. Obviously, I won't go through this whole video to take away from them. But this is a really great video. I highly recommend you watching it. It's a great recap of everything Illuvium did with Season 2 and all that sort of stuff. So definitely go and check that out. I might actually quickly drop it in the chat for anyone who wants to check it out after this. There you go. All right, and the last one here is Polemos has discovered the 4 factions in Illuvium. The Celestials. It's going to take a while to click on the next one. The Adaptium, the Aetherborn, and the Sojourn. I don't know if I pronounced that right. But these are very, very cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing the lore and story of the game when it finally comes out.
Let us know in the chat. I mean, go through it again slowly, Scariox. Tell me what you're going to pick. I mean, now that it's out, I think we can all start discussing it.
All right. Let's read them. Okay. Celestial, spiritual, and idealistic hold their faith in ancient entities who they will believe crafted the universe and designated Illuvium as their sanctuary.
Yo, let's both guess what we think each other is going to pick. I reckon that'd be fun.
All right. The next one is survival and pragmatism. Believe their existence results from the cosmic randomness and not grand design. Okay. Sure. So they're atheists. Adaptium are atheists. Celestials are Catholics. Aetherborn, more than mere survivors, believe they're called for something greater, a sacrifice to reshape their civilization. They're some sort of cultist. And the Sojourn are adventurous and independent. They embrace space as their natural domain, preferring the freedom of the stars over a singular home. They're like explorers.
I was going to say hippies, but yeah, sure thing.
Hippies? Yeah, they're nomads. I reckon you'd pick Sojourn.
Yep. I reckon you'd pick the atheist one, the pragmatism one.
Nah, you're wrong.
Nah, so what would you go?
Celestials.
So you'd go the spiritual and idealistic.
No,
Crazy.
I just like anything related to like light and angels and that sort of stuff.
Right. I'd pick the third one. The
Aetherborn.
Call for something greater, a sacrifice to reshape the civilization. Yeah. That's the one that I reckon I'd go with that one. It's gonna be crazy.
What would you guys pick down in the chat? Celestials obeying the Leviathans. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
We did get this. I haven't really thought about it next to them.
Yeah. But no, I'm excited that these things are coming out. I know there's so much lore, man. Like, there's so much. I wish I could leak more. I genuinely do, but there's just so much stuff.
Do you know if you'll be able to change flat factions on the fly?
I don't know that answer.
Interesting.
I don't know that answer.
Very, very.
I would assume not, but that's just my assumption. That's not based in any real. That's not based in any real knowledge there at all.
All right. With that, is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this one up?
Not really, man. Just well done. Well done. Keep going.
It's
Almost there. I don't
it's
know,
kind
just other generic kind words.
it's kind of scary that we're about 14 days away from the game launching on mainnet. Honestly, it's kind of hard to believe that we actually got to this point at all. And I'm
Yeah.
so burnt out right now. I'm not doing any content this week. I'm just catching up on all my other admin.
Yeah.
I'm getting
I'm
there.
very excited. I think we're gonna have a very good first month. I think that's going to be where we're going to go off, blast off really, really nicely, and then settle down a little bit. And then as more things come in, as Gauntlet gets updated, as comeback comes in, we're going to see a bit more of an up, down, up kind of movement. So very excited for the first month, and then heads down and making sure that all the new features come in.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is that no pressure, but a lot of this is going to be on you a little bit. I think it really only takes one or two large creators to talk about Illuvium for us to get that moment where there's a lot of attention, a lot of talking, and we have the game to back it up now, and we just need that little bit of extra push on day one. I think the gameplay trailer will have a really big impact. I'm hoping it's really good. I trust Llama and his judgment, but like these gameplay trailers have to be like S, double S, triple S tier stuff. So I'm hoping
I don't know what you're expecting. It won't be like the first gameplay trailer. It is just gameplay. It's just gameplay put together to showcase what we're trying to do. It's not going to be like that cinematic gameplay trailer we had that was 5 minutes late. Like that's not what I just want to kind of quell expectations here, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be."
I think you should try and get some footage that's very cinematic if you can. Just get like a high-end render of a few shots that he might need. I think that the more stuff that you can add in that not anyone can do will make a big difference. For example, if it is just gameplay, technically I could go and record all that gameplay and get that sort of trailer out myself, right?
Yeah.
The more that the team adds that not someone like me can go and do themselves, even if it's like 10 seconds worth of this 5-minute thing, right? Just that little bit of extra value.
There definitely is some stuff in there, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want to set the expectation that, oh my god, it's going to be like this. I think the gameplay trailer, it's maybe a gameplay showcase. Probably better phrasing than a gameplay trailer, but yeah.
As long as it shows off the gameplay well and it shows kind of like what you can expect from playing the game, that's what's most important for sure.
Yeah.
People still have the cinematic trailer, so
for sure. And I know there will be some leaks in there. Like again, I won't say it right now, but there will be some leaks.
I'm looking forward to it.
Which will be very, very cool. Yeah.
I hope mainnet launch gets a lot of attention. I know it will eventually. I just hope it does with day one. You know what I mean?
We're working hard. I know I'm working very closely with Kieran to ensure that as well. Like I said, I'm in chats with just things are cooking. Like, and I genuinely mean that. Like, I'm going to be up till 4 a.m. tonight probably, but I've got a meeting tonight with someone that Aaron is very much fond of in terms of influences. So yeah, there are things that are opening up. Like I said, I'm in talks with some of the largest, actually, look, I'll just say it, some of the largest Pokemon creators on YouTube. Like those conversations are already open. Things are moving there. So yeah, I'm very excited. I think the game is at a point where I'm comfortable to do that now. Not saying that it's, again, the perfect game and it's going to be ultra sticky immediately. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case. But I think it's at a point that's good enough where we can start to show these guys that, hey, this is a beta, but this is the product. This is the direction. If you guys like it, stick around. We've now got the Alliance program. Once it's approved, there's an incentive for them for uncapped earning potential. Like all the pieces are starting to be in the right places where I feel very comfortable pulling the trigger on a lot of these things now.
Yeah. Regards to Pokemon creators, I watch Wolfie Glick like religiously. I love his content. Wolfie Glick. He's won a bunch of world championships and stuff like that. Having him talk about Illuvium would be really cool. I don't know if it would be up his alley. But I also really like Smalland.
Is that
watch a bunch of them.
Is that Wolfie VGC?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I won't say too much, but I'm pretty sure you can tell.
I don't know if it'd be up his alley, but I just really like.
There's
like
a strategy.
and I like a lot of them. I think Pokemon's got one of the more wholesome communities, which is really funny. I hear about drama and all these Twitch circles and stuff like that a lot, like everywhere. But you don't really hear about that from Pokemon. Now, they're not all super mega friends with all each other or anything like that, but you never really hear about them like being all weird and annoying to each other. And I quite like that. I like the Pokemon circle.
I mean, throw some Pokemon names out. I mean, we're already chatting, so throw some Pokemon names out because I that's not my scene. So, but who do you watch? I know you're a fan.
I really like Small Ant, but back in the day, I used to watch when a new game will come out. I'll watch Austin John Plays and A Drive a lot, all the time. All their updates on things. I love it. That's kind of what I want to do for Illuvium one day as well. You know, like I want to be that guy that's like everyone comes to watch my video for the latest update on something and stuff like that. And then I do my tutorials as well. I look up to those guys and the way they structure their YouTube business in a certain sense. But yeah, I like their content.
Yeah.
I don't know heaps of the others. I know there's a huge speed running community. I don't really deal with that stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a couple working on right now. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited. Strategy. But there is a so yeah, again, I'm doing everything that I do in this product in front of people in their community.
Absolutely. All right. And with that, the download is complete. Have a good one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, learned something, and got up to date with Illuvium. Next week, I don't know if we'll stream because we'll have one more week to go until the thing, and we're on episode 51. So episode 52 being launched could be really cool. I don't know yet. We'll see how we go. Best case scenario, we do a Kieran AMA next week if I can manage to nail that instead of the download. That would be my ideal scenario. So have a good one, guys.